Hello everybody, my name is Sybr. I'm a challenger Khazix main on the North American server, and today I'll be showing 3 tips every Kha'Zix main needs to know. Let's get to it. So the first trick we're going to talk about is W flash mechanics. So a lot of you probably know Kha'Zix W is a missile. So it will shoot out a missile and then it will damage people and then it will heal you if you're close to it, right? So W flash actually opens up a lot of like outplay potential that the enemy probably wouldn't expect. So let's I'll break it down for you guys. So the first thing about W flash is like the element of surprise, right? So let's say you're playing Kha'Zix, the enemy is 1 HP, you want to kill them. Assuming that flash, you have flash as well, and they're thinking that, oh, okay, this guy might flash on me soon, so I'm like ready to flash, right? So let's say you're chasing this guy, and then you're going up to him, it's like, oh, this guy's in kill range, I'm waiting for my W cooldown, my W is coming up, and then you flash W, right? If you flash W here, so you flash W, this guy see you flash, he sees the animation of flash, he will flash right away, and your W will not reach him, right? So if you flash W, this guy will fly. He'll see a flash and he will flash away, and then your W wouldn't hit. But if you use W flash in this situation, he'll be he'll have a slight lower reaction towards your because you save more time by using W flash compared to flash W. So I'll show you guys. So you're like right here, you wouldn't hit him, right? But if you W flash, your W go off slightly faster than if you flash W. So W flash, so your W animation, see the W animation there, it goes off with your W together. So instead of like flash and then W animation goes off. So you wanna be able to combine the two animation together in order to save some time. It is still pretty slow since your missile does have to travel a distance, but it is much faster than if you flash W. So the first thing you guys should practice is W flash. Now, there's another trick to W flash many people do not know. Okay, so your W flash actually goes to the same place where your mouse point to. Doesn't matter like where you flash. So if you, let's say you W right here, but you flash here, your W will actually travel to this guy no matter where you flash. So you place your mouse here, you W flash, see your missile will still hit this guy no matter where you flash. So this is really useful if you want to do like a sneaky play where like you want to surprise the enemy, like what is this guy doing? He's like flashing somewhere, but all of a sudden, you know, like a cool trick is you can do that. So you can flash over the wall. The enemy will be like, because they wouldn't see your W until you actually flash over the wall and then just go through. So the enemy will be like, wait, this guy just flashed over what? And then like a W hits him, like, you know, like Kha'Zix is assassin, and you wanna like play him. Like you want to be able to surprise the enemy as much as possible. So this is another cool trick you guys can do. So do like that. This is pretty useful in a lot of situations. If let's say you know there's a minion, there's a enemy champion, you know, in the lane, right? Assuming you know you're right here, and this guy's in kill range of your W, and like he's trying to play behind the minion, so your W doesn't hit him. So like if you, let's say this 2 minions, so the enemy minions, they will block your W, right? So what you want to do is you just W flash in a different direction. So you just W flash here, or maybe you walk through here a little bit and then W flash. So this W actually travel, you know, besides the minion and actually hit them. You're walking to here, boom, you know, like. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Your W will always go to the place where your mouse is pointed to, and doesn't matter where you flash, it will go there. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing is, so let me show you guys here. Let me level up to level 16 so I can evolve my W. You guys should know that your W does slow a target. It slows them by 60% for 2 seconds, and that is without isolation. But if you go into isolation instead, it slows the enemy by 90%, right? So you want to be able to make the enemy stay, and you want to, like, you know, slow them as much as possible. So a cool trick is if you flash W, if you flash here and then they see you flashing. If they dash towards, their team, for example, you lose isolation here because they dash towards your team and then you W, you only get the 60% off. But if you W flash and he's isolated, you could actually get the 90% slow. You'll probably slow him and then he flash away, but he's already slow for 90%, so it's really useful. So you want to W flash here. This guy see you flashing over, but it's too late at this point. Your W is already isolated, and it's gonna slow him for 90%, and then he flash away, but he's slowed for 90%, so you can catch up to him, or like your team is able to follow. So that's another cool trick is you see enemy isolated, but if it's close to teammate, you want to get the isolation slow off. You want to W flash instead of flashing over and a W. So yeah, that's pretty much the first tip for W flash. So let's talk about the second one. The second one is utilizing your passive. So your passive will reset every time you're in fog of war. So when you're not visible to enemy team, your next attack will do additional damage and slows the enemy by 25% for 2 seconds, right? So you auto them, see the actual magic damage there, and then slow, and your passive icon goes away. Then you go into the bush, the icon shows up, right? So in a combat, for example, you're fighting someone and you know the fight's gonna be close. You guys were, you don't know who's gonna win. You know the fight's gonna close. You guys will be down. You both will be low at the end of the fight. So you want to get as much damage in as possible. So you pretty much just do your combo here onto the guy, and then he wants to do his damage on you too. But you want to kite it down. And then once you finish the damage, you want to walk into the bush, reset your passive. He's gonna chase you, and then you come out. You apply 1 extra, like 200 damage or whatever, based on the game time. So you want to get as much of like resetting passive as possible. You just want to keep going to like Fog of War if they do not ward it, and then resetting your passive. So this is like really useful if you're invading enemy. You're fighting him, you're trying to invade his blue buff. He shows up, you're fighting him, and then he's right here, he blasts over the wall, you fight him, you do combo, you go into this bush, it's most likely not warded, you reset your passive, you hit him again, you go into the bush, you hit him again, stuff like that. You want to abuse it as much as possible. So that's your passive. And another thing is, a lot of people don't make use of is your passive, because this is only available when you're not visible to the enemy team. So that means if the bush is warded, you use your passive, but you go into a bush. If this icon doesn't show up on your ability bar, that means the bush is warded. So you don't need a sweep, you don't need pink. You just have to pay attention to your bar to see if the passive icon shows up. So if the icon shows up, that means the bush is warded. So you better pink it or call your support or sweep at the bush and then clear the ward. This is like really useful if you just gank a lane, you blah blah blah, you use your passive, right? And then you want to invade the enemy, and then you walk through here, this passive reset, okay, this is not warded. But if this doesn't show up, that means this is warded for sure. So you want to just continue walking, maybe walk into here, this shows up, okay, this is not warded. But if this doesn't show again, that means this is warded as well. But most of the time, if this is not warded, you should just back off and try to find other opportunity. So you could just walk up to here, maybe do something else. But yeah, that's pretty much how you should utilize your passive. It's actually a pretty cool trick. A lot of people do not pay attention to sometimes. Even like I forget sometimes. So definitely if you get used to it, it's a strong small thing that could make the difference in some situation. Okay, so yeah, let's move on to the third trick. So the third trick I have for you guys is how to use your R properly, right? A lot of times people like to jump and do the damage, right? A lot of time, but actually a lot of times if I can engage with my R, I actually prefer with my R, unless I'm 100% sure I can one-shot this guy. Is coming up to me, I can one-shot this guy with my combo, Oh, that's awkward. Alright, we are back. I was in practice for too long, so the game ended. But yeah, we're talking about the R trick. So your ultimate, how to use your ultimate. So I was saying most of the time unless you can kill them, you probably just engage with your E. But a lot of times I actually prefer to save my gap close so I can actually jump away or chase another target if I want to. So you should open up with your R, run next to the enemy, and then do your combo. Stuff like that. That's pretty basic. You should know that if you do want to, chase another enemy or try to get away in case you have like a kill shot or enemy coming, you want to save your E. So it's better to engage with your R than engaging with your jump. That's the first thing. Second thing is with your ultimate, a really cool trick you can actually use is, for example, enemy is chasing you. Typically, if you want to run away, you're low. This guy is like 4 HP. He wants to run you down. Like a lot of Kha'Zix, a lot of people I see, they use your R like this. They're chasing. They stealth. They just walk where they're walking. Right? They probably know. Like they probably know. They like you're walking this way and then you press R. They will probably assume you just using your R for movement speed and just running the same direction that you're going. So a really cool trick I use, and it'll like 99% work a lot of times. You can actually get away from a lot of situation. Is let's say they're chasing you down this way again, right? This guy's chasing you. You can actually let's clear the dummy. This spot is not a good timing to use it. You want to use it where there's like bushes around you. So let's clear this dummy. Let's put him here. Okay. So assuming this guy was here, this guy's chasing you, you're running, and you run to here, and then he's chasing you, and he's here right now. So you're running here. Typically, people use it like this and just run up, and then if he's chasing you, he'll see you coming out of stealth, and he'll continue chasing you. But the trick you can use is actually you can use it 2 ways. You can walk this way, press your R, and then walk into the bush. If this is not worth it, you actually trick him. He's going up, and then you can just go down. That's like pretty standard like mind trick. But like advanced trick you can do is he's chasing you. It's coming up. You're walking this way. You press R, and then all of a sudden you're walking backwards. You can use this in a lot of situations. So if you're trying to get away, you're trying to bait the enemy into a different direction. You could do this and then walk back, and he's gonna run down this way, and you're gonna walk this way. You guys will gain a lot of distance, and you just run away from here. Or if you want to kill enemy, so let's say this guy's 4 HP chasing you, but someone else is let's say their support, they have a Janna. The Janna is pretty low. The Janna wants to shield him in case something happened. I can actually do this, try to run away, right? And then while he's chasing me, I R immediately and turn back, go on the Janna, I kill the Janna, and then I jump away or something like that. No, typically they wouldn't expect it. They would just assume you're going to the direction you're walking from the moment you press R. But right after you press R, you can actually go to a lot of places to actually trick people. That works the same as like Shaco Qs. So like a lot of Shaco players, like good player, for example, Pink Quartz, you see a lot of clips of him, doing like a lot of cool things. Like for example, he stands here. Typically, a player will assume he queues over here, but he actually queues over here, stuff like that, and they like burn flashes. It works the same with Khazix, so you can, walk to here and then press R right away, and then walk in another direction, and they're just chasing you all the way down here, stuff like that. Very, very useful. And that's the 2 thing I talk about with R, right? Another thing is there's actually 3 tricks to it. Another thing is this is like really advanced. There's some situation you can pull this off. For example, like you cannot kill him and you want to run away, but he's actually scared of you. In some situation, if you know the enemy better than the enemy knows you, like he's chasing you, but he's kind of debating on like whether he wants to fight you or not. But you know that if you fight him, you lose, and it's better to not take the fight. So while he's chasing you, you could suddenly click back, press R, and then run away. So in his mind, he'll be like, okay, I'm chasing this guy. All of a sudden, he's running to me, and then he press R. It's like, oh, this guy's gonna go on me. And then he's gonna click back, that's like the instinct, the human instinct. Like someone's running at me, I gotta run. But in reality, you're just doing this. You're just tricking him. You're actually running away, and you just escape for free. This is pretty useful as well. Like if you're like your 1-man mission, you're running away. There's like 4 enemies chasing you. 100% you cannot take the fight, right? like if you continue running, you're pressing R, like they have like a talent, for example, you know, they have a talent, for example, you know, like you're not gonna outrun them, or they have a cane, or they can go through walls. So like let's say someone like there's a group of enemy, right? There's a group of enemy, you know, like coming from here, you know, like you just had a fight here, you're coming down, you know, you're running, and there's like 4 people chasing you. A cool trick you can do is, you know, while they're chasing you, you suddenly, you know, while they're coming to here, for example, they chase you all the way to here now. You have to make a decision, this way or that way, right? They're chasing you, and then while you're running, all of a sudden, you know, you turn this way, you press R, and then you walk this way. The talent and the cane will assume you're going this way, because that's the last time when you that's the direction you were walking to before you went to south. So they will flip over the wall, you know, cane will dash through the wall and run this way, but in reality you're just doing that to just mind trick them. You're just pretty much tricking them. Same goes with like the other direction. You could just, you know, walk this way and suddenly do that, or you could do like, it's like you want to trick the enemy into thinking you're walking in a different direction, but you're actually, you know, walking to a different place. So this trick, you can use it in a lot of situations. So it's gonna be up to you on whether if you think at the moment if you can use it. I tend to use it a lot of times to scare enemy off, or, you know, make them think I'm going to a place but I'm actually not. So yeah, I hope these tricks help you guys, and I'll see you guys in playing Khazix in higher elo. So yeah, if you liked the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I really appreciate it if you liked the video as well. Comment down below on like what kind of video you guys want to see in the future, so I can make those content for you guys. And yeah.